Good morning, my dear students. I hope that all of you are fine and safe at home. For the last 2 weeks, we had a lot of familiarity with online teaching and learning. All the teachers worked hard to prepare their best presentations, only and only for you. Today, we are going to start about our first lesson from the textbook. You will be glad to know that our first lesson is a poem. I know, many of us love poetry. So, we are going to start Unit 1, The Newcomer, a poem by Brian Patten. The lesson has already been uploaded with worksheets and other exercises. Now I state the learning objectives of the lesson. At the end of the lesson, the students must be able to 1. Know about the poet. 2. Increase their vocabulary. 3. Summarize the poem. What is poetry? Whenever we talk about poetry, our mind straight away goes to rhythm, rise and fall and rhyming scheme. Poetry is more than that. It is literary work, in which the expression of feelings and ideas is given intensity by the use of distinctive style and rhythm. Poetry is an art form, in which human language is used for its aesthetic qualities. It consists largely of oral or literary works, in which language is used in a manner that is felt by its user and audience to differ from ordinary prose. It may use condensed or compressed form to convey emotion or ideas to the reader or listener. It may also use devices to achieve musical effects. Poems frequently rely for their effect on imagery, word association, and the musical qualities of the language used. In most poetry, it is the weight of words that are most important. The shades of meaning in poetry can be difficult to interpret, and can cause different readers to hear a particular piece of poetry differently. While there are reasonable interpretations, there can never be a definitive interpretation. Before we start reading this interesting poem, we should know who Brian Patten was. The poet of this beautiful poem. Brian Patten was born in 1946, in Liverpool, England. He left school at 15, and joined a newspaper to write a column about popular music. Through this column he met other poets, and made a name for himself as a poet. He has written many collections of poems, for adults as well as children, and has made them immediately accessible to a wide audience by reading them himself in live performances. Patten's poems are a mix between the serious and the humorous. They have been translated into many European languages. His most popular collections include Gargling with Jelly, a collection of poems, The Blue and Green Ark, an alphabet for planet Earth, and Juggling with Garbles. There's something new in the river. The fish said, as it swam. It's got no scales, no fins and no gills, and ignores the impassable dam. There's something new in the trees. I heard a bloated thrush sing. It's got no beak, no claws, and no feathers, and not even the ghost of a wing. There's something new in their warren, said the rabbit to the doe. It's got no fur, no eyes and no paws, yet digs further than we dare go. There's something new in the whiteness, said the snow-bright polar bear. I saw its shadow on a glacier, but it left no paw marks there. Through the animal kingdom, the news was spreading fast. No beak, no claws, no feather, no scales, no fur, no gills. It lives in the trees and the water, in the soil and the snow and the hills. And it kills and it kills and it kills. These are the words which we have from this poem are scales, fins, gills, impassable dam, bloated thrush, beak, claws, ghost of a wing, doe, warren, whiteness, glaciers. Later on, we will use them in sentences. The message is ominous and scary in the poem, and the poet has been able to put this forward brilliantly by employing a particular rhythm in the lines. We can live and adapt to any sort of climate and overcome the obstacles faced by other creatures, but we have a terrible power to kill off other creatures. The presence of this stranger is a great danger to their existence. The newcomer is very strange in appearance. The newcomer is man, and the arrival of man brings destruction. In the next lesson, in the coming week, we will focus on paraphrasing, summary, theme and questions, answers. This is enough for today's lesson. Take care and have a nice time. Goodbye.